Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be a shop my stash. We're going to go ahead and go through the products that are currently in this everyday drawer. I'm gonna pull pretty much everything out. I've used everything that was in here at least once. Some stuff I used a lot more. I'm gonna pull everything out and then we'll go ahead and shop my stash for new items to use. And like always, I'll have swatches at the end of the video for everything that I'm gonna pull in. If you enjoy shop my stash videos, please make sure to give this one a big thumbs up. It really helps out my channel. It recommends these videos to other viewers who love shop my stash videos, and please make sure to subscribe before you leave. Don't want you to forget that. Now let's go ahead and get started. I think there's only like one item that I will be decluttering, and we'll talk about that in a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with powders. I do have a lot of powders in here for this time around, or I did have. The Pat McGrath Labs powder isn't a project. I think I'm gonna go ahead and move it to my project pen items. The same with this Besame brightening vanilla powder translucent. I love this guy, and I think I only have like 1 or 2 uses left. So both of these I'm gonna go ahead and pull out, put them in my project pan area. The other powders that I had in here, I had the Too Faced Peach Perfect, the mattifying glue setting powder. I do really enjoy this guy. It smells really good. It tastes really good. I can't help it. I do taste it when I use it. Not by accident, not by purpose, not on purpose, by accident. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out. I did really enjoy it. Okay, the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear powder. I actually used this guy as a setting powder for my nude sticks, like tinted face something. I don't know why I could never remember the name of this tinted cover foundation. I did set it with the L'Oreal powder. Actually was really nice. This shade is perfect for me. This is the shade 125 Ivory Buff. I haven't used it yet as a foundation all over the face. I've only used it as a setting powder, and I do really enjoy it. I am gonna go ahead and pull it out though, and then I'm also gonna be pulling out the Flower Light Illusion Perfecting Powder, and this is in the shade Nude L2 to 3. I use this guy as a setting powder as well. It's a little bit on the deeper side, so like this time of the year is perfect to use it. So that's coming out. The other powder that I had in here was the Guerlain Meteorites, the shade 3 medium. I do use this as a finishing powder, and I do really enjoy it. I am gonna pull it out as well. Moving right along to bronzers, I had the Persona Cosmetics bronze multi-stick in the shade Sahara. I was a little scared to use this guy just because of how deep the shade is, but it's so easy to use. It's definitely more on the neutral cool tone. It's not like warm bronzy shade, so it's perfect for kind of like light contouring. I guess it's a little bit bronzy-ish. I do really enjoy it. It was super easy to blend on my face. I used a very tiny bit, and I did really enjoy it. It's pretty pigmented and it's pretty deep, so I had to be very careful. Makeup by Mario, I had the bronzer in here, and this is the Soft Sculpt bronzer, and the shade is medium. This has like very little to almost no kickback. Beautiful product, beautiful formula. The Too Faced Gingerbread Tan, the Spicy Bronzer. This is definitely more on like the reddish side, but it's so pretty. It has like a beautiful satiny finish. I do really enjoy it. I'm gonna go ahead and put it back in my collection. I did have a couple products in here that I wasn't sure is like, okay, so these are bronzer stuff, but let's go ahead and talk about the Lorac Pro Contour Palette. This thing is amazing, you guys. I'm really happy to have finally picked it up and used it. I did really enjoy it. I used these two. I used these two. I did not reach for these two, but you know, because I had a lot of other options for highlighters and bronzers, but this was an amazing palette. I'm really happy to have it. I guess we'll go ahead and talk about this one as well, since we're kind of like bronzers, and then we'll do highlights. This is the MAC palette holiday collection, not last year, I think maybe the year before. I used this as a bronzer, obviously. This one I used like a bronze topper to give it a little bit of a glow, and then there's these two highlights in here, super blinding. I do really enjoy them. I am gonna put it back into my collection. Now let's go ahead and talk about actual highlights. Other than that palette, I did have the MAC Selena highlighter. This is so pretty. I love the embossment on here. I love the shade. I love the formula. I'm gonna go ahead and put it back into my collection. I also had the NABLA Skin Glazing Privilege highlighter. This is so pretty, like super pretty. I definitely got a lot of use out of it. You can see it down here. I'm gonna go ahead and put it back into my collection. For blushes, I don't remember if I had this one in my blush drawer or if it was in my bronzer drawer, but now I'm gonna go ahead and move it to blush because I did really enjoy it to blush. It's kind of like the product that's in between. Like I can totally skip bronzer and just use this as a blush bronze, or I could go with a bronzer and then use this as a blush. It's a beautiful product. This is the Benefit Dallas. It is so pretty. It's very neutral. Again, it works for me. It works kind of like a blush bronzer hybrid thing. I think it's gonna move to my blush drawer for now. The other two blushes that I had in here are the Pat McGrath Labs blushes. One is in the shade Paradise Venus and one is in Nude Venus. I enjoy both of them. Nude Venus would be the one that's more appropriate for everyday use. It's a pain to open, so here we go. Yeah, I would use this every day. Again, it's very, I don't want to say neutral because it's a little bit more like peachy, but it's really pretty for every day. And then the other one, which is the Paradise Venus, I really loved it for like a very sunburned kind of look. It's super pretty. I really enjoyed it. It is pigmented, so I went with a kind of like a fluffy dual fiber small brush to apply it. It's very pretty. And then I did have in here the Nude Sticks Nudies Matte. This is in the shade Sunkissed. I do use this guy as well as a I use it again kind of like a sunburnt bronzer for, yeah, sunburnt bronzer, sunburnt kind of look bronzer. It's really pretty. I do like it a lot, and actually I did go ahead and put it in a project, so maybe I need to keep it in here. Okay, these are coming out. Now let's talk about the Rouge palette, Rouge Romance palette from Jaclyn Cosmetics. Whew, this is pretty and pigmented. My goodness, I had to use again a super fluffy brush just so I don't put bright pink cheeks or bright orange cheeks and go out like that, but it's so pretty. I love how healthy my cheeks look with this guy. I really enjoyed it a lot. I think the only shade I didn't use was the Ever After, but I used every other shade in here, and I'm really happy to have this palette. Again, I'm still waiting for the rest of the blush products to come to Ulta so I can pick up a couple more. For lippies, I've used everything, and then we'll talk about these in a little bit. I guess we'll talk about what's in here for mascaras and eyeliners and whatnot. I did add a couple in here, a couple more. I added the BFF Mind Blown Volumizing Mascara, and this is in the shade Blue You Mind. I did pull this guy out when I did like super blue eyeshadow look. It was really pretty. Okay, I do have the Monsieur Big Lancome Monsieur Big mascara in here. This is almost done. The same with this Bad Gal by Benefit mascara. I'm almost done with that one. MAC Extended Play, I still am using it. I'm gonna keep these all in here. I did pull in my Kosas Airbrow Tinted Brow Gel. This is in the shade Brown Black, so I am gonna keep that in there. I pulled in the Marc Jacobs Fine Liner Ultra Skin Gel Eye Crayon. This is in Nudist. My friend sent me this. I did use it in the waterline. It's super waterproof. I actually really enjoyed it. And then the other eyeliner that I had in here is by Aurora, and this is like a brown eyeliner, felt tip eyeliner. I am gonna pull both of these out. I'm gonna pull something else in their place, but everything else in here is gonna stay in here. And I do have the Fresh Sugar Passion Fruit Lip Balm. I do use it before applying my makeup. Okay, let's move on to primers. I had two in here. I had the Ciate London Watermelon Hydrating Primer. One of the days I accidentally put way too much of this guy on my face. My face felt super greasy. I had to go wash my face before putting on my foundation. So the trick with this one is a little bit, I do still enjoy it, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it back into my collection. The Too Faced Prime and Peachy, I did pull this guy into a project. I do really enjoy it. It's the perfect time for me to use it in the summertime when I get a little bit more dewy. I think again I will move this one to my project pan items just so I can make room in here. For concealers, I had two. I had the NYX Born to Glow. I really love this one, and I had the e.l.f. Camo Hydrating Concealer. Really enjoyed this one as well. I had the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Hydrating Foundation. Really enjoy it. The Dior Backstage Face and Body. Really like this one as well. The NYX Born to Glow. Oh my goodness, I love the concealer. This foundation was just not for me. It is super yellow, which is, yeah, this is in the shade Warm Vanilla. I guess that should have told me that it's going to be super yellow. But the lasting power of this super yellow and super light, like look how light this guy is. And the lasting power of this guy is like, it was pretty much not there at all. I put it on and maybe within 2 hours, I looked at my face and I felt like, where's my foundation? Where did my foundation go? I am definitely gonna be returning that one. I had picked it up from Ulta not that long ago, so I am gonna be returning it. I thought maybe, okay, I will exchange it. I'll get my correct shade, but actually I was not impressed at all with that foundation. So that's gonna go back. For setting sprays, I had the Revolution Sports Extra Hold Makeup Fixing Spray. This was really good. I did use it one of the days where I had to go to work. Again, my makeup was on from 6 to like 8. So this was really good. I did have to touch up around the 4 o'clock because we were gonna go out to dinner, but other than that, it was really good. And then the Rimmel Stay Matte, I really enjoyed this guy as well. So I'm pulling both of these back into my collection. For eyeshadow palettes, I had 3 in here, and I loved all 3 of them. I really enjoyed this guy. It's just so heavy. I had the Huda Mercury Retrograde palette. This is so pretty. It's actually one of those like a really easy to use eyeshadow palette for a quick look, even though it looks a little bit intimidating. Again, I still think that the only shade in here that I haven't used is the shade Utopia. I used everything that's in here, but the shade Utopia I still haven't reached for. I don't know why. This is gonna go back to my collection. I had the Melt Cosmetics Impulsive palette. Oh, this is like grungy heaven palette. It's a beautiful palette. I love the formula. I love the shades. I really enjoyed it. And then lastly in here, I had the Glamlight Michaela eyeshadow palette. Oh, this is really pretty too, you guys. I did a blue eyeshadow look, trying to get out of my comfort zone. I did post it on Instagram, and it was just so pretty. I used quite a few of the shades that are in here. I mean, there are some. I think this side I didn't really reach for. These I used all of them. I used all of these over here. Oh no, I did not use this one. I did use quite a few of these eyeshadows. At this point, I feel comfortable putting it back into my collection. I've used it, I've really enjoyed it, and then I'll pull it in again at some point. I used all of the lip products. This guy is in a project, so it's gonna stay in here. Let me pull everything else out. I'll tell you what they were, and then we'll put everything away and shop my stash. I had the Nude Sticks Intense Matte Lip and Cheek Pencil in the shade Belle. I used this on my lips. Lottie London Slay All Day. This was really pretty, and this is what the shade Fleek. It was a very comfortable matte lipstick. Glam Light. Woo! Perfect tread. This was in the shade Red Velvet. I loved it. Couple more reds in here. I have the Lime Crime liquid lip in the shade Red Rose. It's more on a berry shade, but again, really pretty. A little more drying than the Glam Light was. Russian Red by MAC. Oh, so pretty. Really enjoyed this guy. Lipstick Queen Rear View Mirror Lip Lacquer in the shade Little Red Convertible. Super beautiful lipstick. Illamasqua, the color pencil in the shade is Lust. I did use this guy and then topped it off with this. Really pretty lip liner. Very long lasting. And then the last couple are kind of like lip glosses, lip oils. This is by Merit. This is in the shade Marrakesh Tinted Lip Oil. I do really enjoy this guy a lot more than I enjoyed the Balmy Lip Oil by Ilia. It's very comfortable. Berry and Juice. This is the brand Seraphine Botanicals. Really love this guy. Very comfortable as well. And then the last one is by Jules Smith Beauty. Super comfortable lip gloss, and the shade is Skinny Dip. We'll get started with what's in here. I do have a couple eyeshadow palettes in here that I would like to play with. Not this one, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and pull these in. I wonder if I should just pull the new eyeshadow palettes and not pull in an older one from my collection, or should I do... No, let's do this. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get the Sandstone by ColourPop. Hopefully I'm in focus. I'm gonna pull this one in. I'm gonna go ahead and pull in the Dreamy 2 by NABLA, the Mystic palette. I'm gonna pull this guy in. So that's 2 palettes from here, and then I will go ahead and randomly select 1 palette from the stash. Okay. Oh, I have so many new eyeshadow palettes, and I picked up a couple more from Ulta. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, for a let's try a new primer. Why not? I have a couple in here. I have what, 1, 2, 3, I guess. I do have the Always On Optimist Illuminating Primer by Rare Beauty. I have this one from e.l.f., which is the Mint Melt Cooling Face Primer. Maybe I'll pull in this one. And then I also have this guy, which is the Icy Sherbet Primer from Touch and Soul. This came in a boxy charm, but I think I'm gonna do the Always On Illuminating Primer by Rare Beauty. I'm gonna do this one as well. So I have 2 primers. I did pick up the Catrice foundation, the True Skin foundation, and I also got the concealer. The foundation is super light on me. I did use it once already. Maybe I'll pull it in today with darkening drops, but I do want to pull in the concealer as well. I think this should be a good match. I haven't tried it yet. This is the shade 20 Warm Beige. It's supposed to be a high cover concealer. I've heard some reviews saying that it's very drying under the eye. So hopefully it's not too bad. I do want to pull it in, and like I said, I will pull in the other foundation with some darkening drops. This has been here for a while, so let's try it out. This is the Skin Perfect HD foundation by Koki. This is the original. I would like to play with it. This is in the shade 40W. I have the 40W in the... It's supposed to be the matte one version of this, and I do really like it. So let's do this one. What else do I have in here that I really would like to try? I pulled in... Let's do... Okay, I'm gonna do a couple of these in here. So let's do Dose of Colors Macchiato lip gloss, and the lip liners in the shade Escape. I'm gonna pull both of these in. Tomorrow is lipstick day, so I might pick up a couple more from Dose of Colors. Bronze Goddess by Estee Lauder. I really would like to try this bronzer, so I'm gonna pull it in. I'm also gonna go ahead and pull in these over here. I have the NYX Professional Makeup Can't Stop Won't Stop powder. I believe I got the shade Light. Yes, Light. I'm gonna pull that in. By Wet n Wild. I saw these at Target. This is the only thing I picked up from this line. The Passion Session Face Palette. It's got a blush and a highlight. I've swatched them and they're beautiful. So I'm gonna pull that in. I think possibly might be all from here. This came in a boxy charm. It's a bronzer. Should I do it? Do this bronzer? Or I have a couple more in here. I have this one. I have this one by Wet n Wild, Sunset Striptease. And I have by Lorac, the Tantalizer. This is the shade Pool Party. Which one should I do? Let's do the Ciate London one. Yeah, I think I'll do this one. The Bamboo Bronzer, and this is in the shade Palm Island. Let me see. We have some setting sprays in here. I've never tried this one, the Professional Super Setter. But this could be good for me when I go and travel. Maybe I'll just hold on using that. There's this one by Catrice. Cooling and Refreshing HD Active Performance Freezing Spray. So when I placed the order for the foundation and the concealer on Catrice website, I picked up this guy just so I can get the free shipping. I'm gonna try it. There we go. That's it from this new makeup drawer. Now I can film that haul and fill this guy back up. Okay, let's move on to, I'm gonna leave lippies till the end. I have 2 primers, so maybe I'm good with primers, but I do want to pull in one more setting spray. Okay, from here, from these setting sprays, let's see, what do I want to pull in? Yeah, I had to go through my backup of my backup area and pulled in a couple of the ones that I've already used up. Like I pulled in the Milani Make It Last. I pulled in the Catrice Illuminating, which is no longer on Ulta's website. Not sure what that's about. And I pulled in this guy, the e.l.f. Hydrating Coconut Mist. They changed the packaging, but I absolutely love this thing. It is absolutely amazing. So yeah, I was like, okay, time to restock this area. You know, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull in the Urban Decay All Nighter, the mini one. I do have a couple of the full sizes, so if I wanted to take it on travel or anything like that and I'd already used it, I'll just refill the little bottle. So, or I'll just have to try that Benefit one. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and randomly select a palette. I went from number 2 to 62. Those would be the ones that I haven't used recently. Let's do generate, and it gave me number 57. Number 57 is let's see, it is the e.l.f. Cosmetics Pumpkin Pie Bite Size Eyeshadow Palette. Those are actually really nice. Where's Pumpkin Spice? Oh, looks like I've used it. God, it says Pumpkin Pie. How come shows it as I haven't used it yet? Okay, let's do one more because I think I've used this one. Okay, number 18. I'm still gonna pull it in, but because it would be convenient for an everyday use. ColourPop, the Zodiac palette. Here it is. But this is what it looks like now. It's really pretty. I'm excited to play with it. So here's this one, and that is it for eyeshadow palettes. Let's go ahead and move on to concealers and foundations. Okay, so foundations and concealers, like I told you, I am going to go ahead and pull in the Catrice foundation, the True Skin Hydrating Foundation. It's too light, so I'm going to go ahead and pull in my my darkening drops. These are the De-Bronzy Anti-Pollution Sunshine Drops from Drunk Elephant. I do really like this. I don't feel like it alters the formula of the foundations, and I purchased this in the shade Neutral Sand. Big mistake. It's way too light, but I'm gonna pull that in. So now I have 2 foundations. Do I want to do a third? Maybe I do want to do a third. Which one do I want to do? I think I'm gonna go ahead and try this one. My friend sent me this. This is the Milk Makeup Flex Foundation Stick in the shade Golden Nude. I don't know if this would be a good match for me or not. So I think match wise, when I tried it on my hand, it looked like it would be a perfect match, but I have to use it on my face and see how I feel about it. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and pull this guy in and see if it works for me or not. For concealer, I have one so far, and that's the one by Catrice. I would like to pull in another one. Maybe the Naked one. Urban Decay Stay Naked. This is in the shade 40 NY. Or, it's been a long time since I used my Tarte Shape Tapes. I do have one creamy and one original. The creamy might be too deep. Let me see, what shade did I get? Well, I used the creamy pretty recently, I guess. CoverGirl. I think we're gonna go old school and do Tarte Shape Tape, and this is in the shade light medium. I'm gonna pull these two, so I'll have 3 concealers. It's a bit much, but it's all right. Let's do powders. All right, moving right along. For powders, what do I wanna pull in? I think maybe for a setting powder, it's been a very, very long time since I used this one by Dermablend. This is the loose setting powder, the original. So I think I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna try that one. I'm gonna go ahead and pull in, let's see, maybe for a finishing powder, should I do, I like the Laura Mercier one. This is a good shade right now. What happened to my Milani? Is this the Milani one? Yeah. Laura Mercier, Laura Mercier. This is Laura Mercier, that glow one, which they re-released in a different name. I wonder if it's the same thing or not. It's been a while. Let's go ahead and pull that one in. For a pressed powder, I think maybe I'll go ahead and pull in this one. I really like this one. This is by Maybelline, the Super Stay Better Skin. I really, really like this powder. So I think I'm gonna do that one, and I'm gonna do one more. Maybe a yellowish one for under the eyes, which I only have a couple left. Have the one over here by NYX. Which one is this? Here's NYX. Sephora. I had NYX in recently. Maybe we'll do the CoverGirl. I do like these. I have 2 of them. One's supposed to be for under my eyes. This one will be under the eye. The shade 110 Porcelain. So I'm going to do this one for under the eyes. I think that's it for powders. Let's go ahead and do... Should I do a face palette? Yeah, why not? Let's do that. Okay, for a face palette, where do we want to begin? This drawer is like sagging. You know, I think I'm gonna pull this guy in because this is on my possibly declutter list. Yeah, I'm gonna pull this in. This is the Too Faced Sweet Peach Glow. This is so old, you guys. But I can't part with it because it's so pretty. I think I'm gonna pull it in and see how I feel about it. Give it a shot, try it out, and actually make up my mind about it, whether to keep it or to declutter it. Let's go ahead and get some bronzers. Hey, we didn't have hardly any new blushes, so we can go crazy with blushes. But let's do bronzers first. For bronzers, I think I pulled in 2. And there's one bronzer in that face palette, so I don't want to do too many, but I don't want to do some. I want to do a cream too. I'm gonna do this guy, the Fenty Beauty Macchiato cream bronzer, and I think I'm gonna do the Maybelline. I think. I'm gonna do this one. This is the Laura Mercier Baked Bronzer Blush. What do they call it? Baked Blush Bronze, and the shade is Ritual. This is another one that's kind of like, is it bronzer? Is it a blush? Is it a what? So I'm gonna pull this guy in. That's it for bronzers. Let's do some blushes. For blush, I think I'm gonna do this one, the SISLEY blush. I need to use it more. This is the orchid, coral orchid. Yeah, I'm gonna pull this guy in. It's a pretty penny and I do want to use it. I am also going to pull in, I'm gonna do this one too, the Smashbox Rosemantic. This is the Vlada collab. So pretty. I'll do that. That's for very glowy blush. I think I'm gonna go ahead. I moved all of my cream blushes out of here just because I have no more room. Like no room whatsoever. I kind of considered decluttering this one, so maybe I'll go ahead and pull it in and see how I feel about it. This is the Pretty Vulgar Make Them Blush, and the shade is Hush Blush. And I want to pull in, this was another one that I considered decluttering. I just feel like I look so bruised when I use it. This is Rockateur by Benefit. Maybe I should play with it and see how I feel about it. So I'm gonna do that. Let's do this Milani one. This is a mini rose powder blush, and the shade is Rosemantic Rose. Okay, I'm gonna do this one, and that will be it. This way I have 3 that I can decide on whether I like them or not. This one, the Benefit, and the Pretty Vulgar. Okay, let's get some highlights. Highlighters. Woohoo! Is it woohoo or is it, oh my gosh, I don't know. I'm gonna do the Pretty Vulgar one because again, I'm not so sure if I like it or not. It looks pretty icy. This is Shimmering Swans, and the shade is Glimmers of BS. Okay. Did it always say Glimmers of BS and I just totally didn't register in my head until now? It could be. How about we do, I think I'm gonna go ahead and pull in, I'm gonna do this Laura Geller Gilded Honey. It's been a long time since I used that, or at least I think it's been a long time. Ballerina. Is this peach? I like these. I would try this loose one by Artist Couture. I've had it for a long time. This is the Diamond Glow Powder in Illuminati. I'm gonna try this one. And I think I'm gonna try, should we do a liquid one? Or a cream? So this Physicians Formula Butter Highlighter, the shade is Champagne, and I just want one more. How about, when I first opened this drawer, this is the one that just called my name. I love this guy. The Barbie highlighter by Pure, the first one. And I really love the second one too. But let me see what else I have in here. This is gotta be Rodeo Drive, Soho. Okay. What are these ones? Bloom Time and Winter Falls in LA. Do I want to go crazy? Yeah, let's go crazy. Let's do Winter Falls in LA. Who knows? I may like it or I may just absolutely hate it. Ooh, this one is a really good highlight. Ooh. No, I'll wait on this one. I'm gonna do this guy. I don't think I've ever actually used it on my face. I might have just swatched it. Winter Falls in LA by Wet n Wild. We'll have to leave that one for next time. Okay, I will go ahead and randomly select some lip products. Again, just like always, I will put everything back in the drawer. We'll do swatches of everything, and I'll show you the lip products that I ended up picking. All right, I went ahead and put everything back in here. I had a major mishap when I was putting in my powder. I was putting in the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop, and this guy fell on the ground and shattered completely. Yeah, that was a pretty sad moment. So I decided to go ahead and do my makeup. Finish the powder that was in here because I only had like one use in it, and then I just crumbled all of the NYX and put it in here. I actually used it today and I really like it. I like how my skin looks today. I've had my makeup on for about 7 hours already and it still looks really good with no touch-ups. So far that's there, and I'm gonna keep using it as like a loose powder as it is in here. Okay, now let's talk about everything else. I had the Laura Mercier. This is the Translucent Glow. I used it yesterday. I actually really enjoy that one. I use it as a finishing powder. It's really pretty. The other powder I have in here is the Dermablend Loose Setting Powder. It's been a while since I used it, so I don't remember what I thought of it. And the CoverGirl Clean Fresh. This is the lighter shade. I do like this one to set under my eye. I used it today, as you can tell. The other powder I had in here is the Maybelline Superstay Better Skin powder. I absolutely love this one. Maybe I should just put it in a project and use it up because I really enjoy it and I don't want it to go bad. It's definitely older in my collection. It's old enough where this one doesn't close very well. All right. I had to do some jumbling around in here. I had a lot of products this time. I didn't realize that, but for bronzer, I have the Laura Mercier Baked Blush Bronze in the shade Is Ritual. I used this guy yesterday. It's absolutely stunning. I just hate how bulky the packaging is. Like, why does it need to be this thick over here? I understand there's a mirror, but come on, it's so big. It's in here, cream, Fenty Beauty, the cream bronzer in Macchiato. I haven't used it in a couple months, so I wanted to play around with that again. By Ciate London. Oh, we're not doing any swatches. What's going on with Rania? Ciate London. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and swatch. This is the Bamboo Bronzer in Palm Island. My hands were so dry from washing my hands and sanitizing and all that. So I just put some hand lotion on. I waited to let it set so I don't mess up my swatches, but there it is. It looks like it's a little bit on the lighter side, so it could be used daily without being too much. Let me go ahead and swatch the Laura Mercier one. Here it is. See, it's more, it's deeper for sure, and it's more, a little bit more satiny looking. It has a glow to it. And then the cream bronzer Macchiato. Let me swatch this guy. Formula in here is really nice. I do have a nice dip in there. Here we go. Getting a little bit in between. My little puppy is teething badly. She's losing teeth and getting some new teeth. So if you hear crunching, she just is chewing on stuff. There's Macchiato. Okay, let's go ahead and do, I have this bronzer here by Estee Lauder. This is the Bronze Goddess, and this is in the shade 01 Light. Oh, how many things. Okay. Here we are. Ooh, that's a really nice shade. Looks like it's a little glowy too. So there's that one. I think that's everything I pulled in for bronzers. I do have the face palette, which we'll swatch a little bit later. Let's move on to highlights since I have the highlights in here. The Pretty Vulgar highlighter. This is Shimmering Swans, and the shade is Glimmers of BS. I pulled this guy in because I wasn't sure if this is something I'm gonna keep or not. And I used it yesterday and I actually really liked how my highlighter looked on my face. It looks like it would be a little bit icy, but it doesn't look this intense on the face. The other highlighter I pulled in is by Laura Geller. This is in the shade Gilded Honey. These are the Baked Gelato highlighters. I remember when this was everything on YouTube, and for a good reason. It's beautiful. A loose highlighter is by Artist Couture, and this is the shade Illuminati. This I received forever ago from BoxyCharm. It's so pretty. It is still pretty. It was pretty then, pretty now. There are some bigger chunks in here, but they don't look like glitter pieces, if you know what I mean. So there's that one. Another highlighter is by Wet n Wild, and this is one of the Mega Glow highlighting powder. Winter Falls in LA. I've swatched this guy so many times, but I don't think I've used it. Look at that. That's blue. That's blue. Physicians Formula Butter Highlighter, and this is in the shade Champagne. I really like this one. It looks like it would be a deep champagne color in here, but it really is not champagne-y. It's like yellow gold, in my opinion. The formula is really, really nice too. Okay, let me go ahead and swatch this highlighter in the blush, in the duo from Wet n Wild. This is the Passion Session limited edition duo. I got this at Target. I want to say maybe like $3.99 or $4.99, somewhere around there. I swatched the blush, but I haven't swatched the highlighter yet. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. That's pretty. It has a little bit of a shift, kind of like a green shift to it. It's really pretty. Very pretty. Since it's open, let's go ahead and swatch the blush. We'll start with the blush swatches. There, it's so beautiful. I love those tones of blushes. It's stunning. Let's do the other blushes in here. I do have the SISLEY. This is the Lorchid Coral 3. I really like this shade. It's super subtle. Perfect for every day, but it's stunning. Look how beautiful that is. Super pretty. Other blush that I have in here is by Pretty Vulgar, and this is, I think, Hush Hush. Make Them Blush, something like that. Make Them Blush, and the shade is Hush Hush. This I had considered decluttering from my collection, but I do want to try it on my face before I make that decision. So there it is right there. By Benefit, we have the Rockateur. This is another one that I'm considering decluttering because I feel like it makes me look a little bit bruised when I use it. I don't know. Plus it's bulky. Well, that was a useless swatch. Let me try that again. There it is. It's not my favorite. Like swatching it, it's kind of like, I know these are not my favorite shades, but I do want to try it on my face. Swatches don't always tell the, you know, the whole story. I do want to try it on my face again. This is probably one of the oldest blushes I have in my collection. Definitely the first blush I ever picked up from Benefit. So, and I used to love it, but it used to have that overspray in the one spot. Two more blushes. I pulled this in a little bit later after after I pulled in other blushes, but this one is by Milani, and this is the Rosemantic Rose blush, and the shade is the shade is Rosemantic Rose, and the line is the Rose Powder blush. I used this one yesterday, and I could go very heavy-handed. Like I kept piling it on. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? So there it is. It's very similar to, I feel like it's super similar to Rockateur, but Rockateur is not matte, it's satiny, where this is completely matte. You can tell like I totally smoothed out the pattern. I don't know, I thought they were I thought it would be a little bit harder to use, more stiff, but it wasn't. And then I pulled in this Tower 28 blush. This is in the shade Beach Please. Is it Beach Please Magic Hour? What's the name? I don't know. It's been a while since I used it, and I know these don't last a long time, so I wanted to get some more use out of it. There it is over here. It's a really pretty shade, and the formula of this one is super, super creamy. But right now it feels a little tacky, so hopefully it did not go bad before I get some more use out of it. So there's that one. I would like to play with it for a little while this week and, you know, the next couple weeks and see how it goes. And then the last blush, and it's not in the Too Faced palette, is by Smashbox, and this is Smashbox Vlada collection. This is the Petal Metal highlighter, and the shade is Rosemantic. I keep trying to get the other shade that they had, and I can't find it anywhere. There's this one. So beautiful, absolutely stunning. Cannot wait to play with it again. Let me go ahead and swatch the Too Faced Sweet Peach Glow palette. I opened my drawer. I haven't used it in a long time. Like, I haven't used it on my skin in a long time. But every time I open my drawer, I'm like, oh my god, this is so old. I might have to declutter this. So I want to play with it a little bit before I make that decision. Whether or not it needs to be decluttered. Oh, look how pretty that is. Okay, the bronzer is the weakest one, but look at that highlight and the blush. Ooh, they're beautiful. Let's do that bronzer again. I remember having to like scrape away that top layer to get to the good stuff. There it is. You can see it now. It's a little bit on the lighter side, which definitely is perfect for like every day and, you know, piling it on. Yeah, I don't know. I want to play with it. I want to use it on my skin and see how it looks. I did go ahead and keep the Pumpkin Pie palette by e.l.f. in here. I did use it yesterday. I used all of the shades that are in here to just create one look. It's really pretty, super easy to use. Kind of like, okay, I don't have enough time to do my makeup today. Let me just reach for something quick and easy. This is a beautiful one. I know I have these shades like a million times over, but for now I'm gonna hold on to this. It might be a travel, yeah, a palette that I could travel with for easy, you know, running out of the door. The other palettes that I have in here, the three other palettes, one is by Colourpop, and this is the Sandstone palette. I didn't get it when it first came out, but I thought it was absolutely stunning. And then they had it for, I want to say like $8 maybe on Colourpop website, so I picked it up. I know there was a lot of hate about it because of the name and like, I think it was the name. I don't know if it was the packaging, but I try not to get too involved with those kinds of dramas. There's some people that I don't support, but other stuff you know, I try to stay clear of. I'm swatching Big Butte, Spring Valley. How about we do this one, which is Westward. How about Bell Rock? Let's do these. Ooh, pretty. It's so pretty, you know, like I opened this palette and it speaks to me. Those are, you know, my colors. I know, neutral's boring, but I like them. I like how they look on my skin tone. So, you know, I'm gonna do Oasis. How about we do this one? This is Blaze. And let's do this one, Wild Creek. How about Templeton? Let's try these as well. Maybe I'll do them over here. Okay, these looks like maybe there's a couple duds in the palette. This one is barely showing. I cannot complain for the price, and I think it would be pretty for an everyday look. There we go. Pretty palette. Moving right along, the other palette I have is the NABLA Dreamy 2, the Mystic palette. This looks absolutely stunning. So pretty. I picked it up during Ulta's 21 Days of Beauty, and I still haven't played with it. We're gonna do a couple swatches. Let's do this one. Definitely doing Rem. This was Libertine, Rem. How about we do Offline? Ooh, that feels really nice. I'm gonna do this one. This is New Past. There's only 1, 2, 3 mattes. This feels a little bit kind of like a, it's not shimmery, but it's not a matte either. Ooh, that's beautiful. Oh my goodness, that's so pretty. Rem. There's that one shade. Oh, that would be so pretty all over the lid. Oh, just like a one shadow look. And then the matte feels really good. This is New Past. Ooh, I may have to swatch more for you guys. The formula, what is this? It feels kind of like, is it cream to powder? What is it? I don't know, but that feels amazing. Let's do a couple more swatches. I'm gonna do this one because I have a feeling it's the same formula. This is Dionysus. I don't know what that means. Here's that. My finger was a little wet from the wipe, but here it is. That's so pretty. The dog and the cat are chatting. Lucid Dream. Let's do this one, which is Amarcord, I guess. Between these two, I want to do this guy. This is Mirabella. I don't know. I'm terrible. I don't know. Are these? Oh, it's the same one. This is the same one. Mia, leave Luna alone, please. Oh, those are so pretty. Oh my goodness. I can't believe I haven't dug into this in a long time, or ever. Now I really want to try more NABLA shadows. I like this formula a little bit more than the Cutie Pie formula. So there it is. There's the NABLA Dreamy 2. Now I want to get the side by side and the other one. What was the other one called? I'm not sure, but it's so pretty. I love it. I love the formula and I love the shades. Okay, and then the last eyeshadow palette is the Zodiac palette by, this is ColourPop and Kathleen Lights collab. Again, I had moved some shades out of here and put some other shades in here. So this is not necessarily the actual palette as it came originally. I catered it to how I like. I do want to go ahead and swatch. I don't think I've swatched this one, this blue one. I don't think I've even used this one, which is the Scorpio shade, the Libra. I think those are original shade. Maybe the Pisces is an original shade. Okay, it feels really nice. Oh, I don't know about that blue. Ooh, that's so pretty. Let me try that blue again. Here we go. I might have to like rearrange this palette. Those are not shades I would use. Like these two, or even this one. I don't know. That's the thing about changing the original, you know, shades that are in a palette. Like if I were to post that on Poshmark or sell it or anything like that, it looks totally different than the original palette. But I thought this would be more useful for me personally. Let's do a couple more shades. I'm gonna do this one. The Leo. I think I kept the Leo. Sagittarius. And let's do this shade too. I think all these shades were from a different Kathleen Lights collab. Maybe? I don't know. Here they are. Those are everything, all the eyeshadow palettes. I'm pretty happy. I feel like I have a good variety of kind of like everyday tones, a couple pops of color between this one and the NABLA. So I'm really happy. I'm really happy with my picks for this time around. Let's go ahead and move right along to what's in here. I did pull in 2 more eyeliners. I pulled in the Patrick Ta eyeliner. This is the Precision Gel Liner in Deep Bronze. I have shimmer all over my hands. Oh well. I really enjoyed it. I really like the color. It's so expensive for what it is. I would not recommend purchasing it. And I pulled in the Cynthia Rowley black eyeliner. I do really like this one a lot. Maybe I should just finish it up. Everything else in here just stays the same. For concealers, I have the Naked Skin or Stay Naked by Urban Decay. This is in the shade 40 NY. I think I like this one a little bit better than the other Naked that they had previously. So there's that one. I have the Catrice True Skin High Cover Concealer. I did use this guy yesterday. It definitely is drying under the eye, so like some sort of eye prep would be ideal. I don't have really bad like dry under eye area normally, or like super fine under eye wrinkles or anything like that, but if you do, I would definitely recommend something underneath it so it's not super dry. And I do have the Tarte Shape Tape. This is the original, and this is in the shade Light Medium. It's been so long. I don't think I've ever even opened this guy. It's been so long since I've used it. For foundations, I do have the Skin Perfect HD foundation. This is by Kogi Cosmetics, and this is in the shade 40W. It's time I try it. I haven't tried it yet. I also have the True Skin by Catrice, the hydrating foundation. This is in the shade 30 Neutral Sand. I just wish I got a different shade, like the hazelnut something. Would have been a better shade. This is just too light, and that's why I pulled in the Drunk Elephant De-Bronzy Anti-Pollution drops. I figured I can just mix these together, and hopefully I can even out the tone a little bit to actually be able to see, like, is this guy worth keeping and playing around with it, or should I just go ahead and pass it on to somebody who can use it. Another foundation that I pulled in is the Milk Makeup Foundation. This is the Flex foundation stick, and the shade is Golden Nude. I don't know if it's gonna be a little bit too yellow tone, but we'll see, like too warm or not. For primers, I have these two. I haven't tried either of them. I have the Rare Beauty Illuminating Primer, and I do have the e.l.f. Mint Melt Cooling Face Primer. I do want to try them on my hand. I just want to feel the formula of them both. Ooh, okay. This was definitely feels tacky. I watched a couple reviews on this one, and everybody I watched said that it's very comparable to the Milk Makeup primer, you know, that tacky primer. I do think that the jelly primer, the watermelon jelly primer, is that kind of formula as well. They're both, I feel like swatching this one or on my hand, it feels that tacky kind of feeling, which I do really like a lot. So I'm excited to try this one, but the watermelon jelly pop I feel like is the same thing, at least feeling wise. Rare Beauty Illuminating Primer. Let's go ahead and give this guy a shot. Ooh, I bumped up way too much. I was expecting to have to pump and pump and pump. Okay, so this looks very illuminating, kinda like maybe not so much. If you remember the Becca backlight priming filter, no, this is not as illuminating. It's not, I'm not looking like a Tin Man yet, but I can definitely see the two, which, hey, I like to glow, so I'm good with that. Okay, and then finally, not finally, we have the lips, but for setting sprays, I have two in here. I have the a small mini Urban Decay all-nighter, and I do have a Catrice HD Active Performance Freezing Spray. It says cooling and refreshing. I wonder if I spray it and my face feels nice and cool. That would be kind of cool. Hey. Okay, and then for lippies, I'll go ahead and swatch the lippies, and I'll come back and show you all the colors and what they are. Alrighty, you guys, I went ahead and I swatched all of the lip products that I have in here for this time around. We'll go ahead and get started with the lip liner. The first one over here is by Dose of Colors. This is the shade Escape. I used it yesterday. It's so beautiful on my skin. Really happy with it. I went ahead, I went on their website today. Today's National Lipstick Day to see if I can order a couple more. There's so much that's sold out. It's kind of a bummer. Next over here is by NYX. This is the shade Nude Pink. This is the retractable lip liner over here. Next over here is by L'Oreal. This is the matte lip crayon, and the shade is Little Chili over here. Right next to it is by Laka. I know my friend corrected me before. This is Laka & Co. and the shade is Sun Shower over here. This one is super comfortable on the lips. I do enjoy it. Right over here is by Charlotte Tilbury, and this is Underground lipstick, and it's like one of her velvet lipsticks. So there's that one. Right over here is by Sephora, and this is the hashtag Lip Stories, and the shade is A Little Magics. Beautiful red color. Over here is by Lancome, and this is, I don't know what the line is, L'Absolu Lacquer, and the shade is 168 something. There's no way, I cannot read that, but that's it over here. It's really pretty. It reminds me a little bit of I was gonna say it reminds me of the Little Red Convertible, but this is the one that reminds me more of that. Right over here is by Pure, and this is the shade Twinsies. This is a matte liquid lip. Really pretty. The formula is actually pretty nice on this one too. Right over here is by Sephora, and this is the Cream Lip Shine, and the shade is 08, which is something. These are made in Italy. I can read that. Over here is by Ofra, and this is the shade Brickle, the long-lasting liquid lipstick, and the shade is Brickle. Very wintry shade. And all the lip glosses are here. The first one is by Bare Minerals, and this is the shade 24 Carats. Over here is by Dose of Colors. The shade is Macchiato. Again, pretty much there's only 1 or 2 shades on their website of the lip glosses. They were sold out from before Lipstick Day, so what the heck. Over here is by Pure. This is Pure X Barbie collab, and this is the shade Boss Gloss. I used this one today, and I gotta say, first of all, I really love how it opens. You just push the button, it comes out, and it feels so comfortable on the lips. It's not super tacky. It feels really hydrating on the lips. I was really impressed by that. There it is, you guys. I know this was a long Shop My Stash video, but I know that you do like them long. I do like chatting with you for a long time about makeup, telling you about everything that I'm going to be using. If there's something that you're loving recently or you're using, let me know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and hit that notification bell. I don't upload often, and for that reason, I don't think YouTube shows in my subscribers feeds that I've uploaded. So if you click that bell, you'll be notified when I upload. Thanks again so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.